Hi, everyone. Paige Panzarello here, the Cashflow Chick. And I want to talk today about what's your what? Huh? Yes, you heard me correctly. I want to talk about what is your what? Oftentimes, when you're talking and just getting into real estate and real estate investing, a lot of people start talking to you about what's your why. And we all have a reason why we choose to look into and or invest in real estate. And that's a very personal thing. You know, we all have our motivations. We want to prepare for a better life for our family. We want to earn a little extra income. We want to have a side gig or something that allows us to take a vacation once a year. You want to pay for your retirement or your kids' college education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We all have our reasons for why we look into real estate investing, but we don't talk about or think about what is your what. And what I mean by that is, what is it that you need right now? Now, in real estate and real estate investing, there's a lot of different shiny objects that are out there. There are so many opportunities that you can invest in some form or fashion in real estate, right? There's multifamily syndications, your own multifamily, rentals like buy and hold, short-term investments, land, notes, which of course is my specialty, fixing and flipping, wholesaling, all of those things, you know, ADUs or assisted living. There's so many different types of real estate and real estate investing. And it's often that you can get paralyzed because there's too many options, right? So there should always be the Costco way of doing things where you have one or two different suggestions, and then you pick what's the best fit for you. And when I talk about with my students with what is your what, I mean that you need to sit down and have a meeting with yourself at least once a year, preferably once every 6 months. And once you determine what your what is, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but once you determine what that what is, that's going to guide you in terms of where you want to go, at least initially in your real estate investing career. Now, I suggested that you have a meeting with yourself at least once a year. Sometimes you're going to have a meeting with yourself once every 6 months, because as you grow as an investor, your what changes, okay? So don't feel like once you start down a path for real estate investing that you're stuck with it. You might have to change. You might not. You might decide that you don't like that path. You might decide that that's good for now, but not long term, okay? So let's talk about what the what is. When I say what is your what, I mean, what do you need right now? Do you need chunks of cash? Do you need streams of monthly cash flow? Are you a short-term investor? Are you a long-term investor? Are you investing with your self-directed IRA funds? Are you looking to be a completely passive investor and invest in somebody's syndication? Are you looking to generate, you know, enough monthly income that you can quit your job, right? Your job. What is it that you need right now to get started in real estate investing? And that's going to guide your path. And what I mean by that is this: if you are a short-term real estate investor, buy and hold may not be the situation for you, because that's a long-term play. And what I mean by that is, if you choose to be a short-term investor, meaning you want to be in and out of your investment, like you want to make your money and get out within 12 to 16 months or less, then buy and hold, where you're going to be cash flowing and own a rental property for the long term, might not be your play, right? If you are the long-term investor, you may not want to get into fix and flip properties, because that's very short term. You're generally in and out of a fix and flip property between 3 and, let's call it, 12 months, depending upon the scope of the project that you're into, right? But generally 3 to 6 months. So determine who you are as an investor, whether you want to be short-term or long-term. Do you need chunks of cash or streams of monthly cash flow, or both? If you need both, you might consider notes. If you need streams of monthly cash flow, don't go into fix and flip that generates chunks, and vice versa, right? If you need chunks of monthly cash flow or chunks of cash, then don't go into a buy and hold situation. So sit down with yourself and determine what is your what. What do you need right now? And that's why I suggest that you have that meeting with yourself, because that's going to change, right? So you might be a short-term investor now, but a year or two from now, you might be a long-term investor, right? You might want to start saving for that retirement. And that's going to change the course of what you use as your investment vehicle, all right? The other thing you need to consider in terms of what is your what is your risk tolerance. There are some, in my opinion, there are some real estate investment opportunities that are a little riskier than others, right? So in note investing as the bank, yes, there are some pitfalls if you don't know how to do the due diligence, but for the most part, once you educate yourself and learn how to do that due diligence, you can all but mitigate almost all that risk, right? As opposed to a fix and flip situation where it might not be super risky, but it might be depending upon market conditions, right? 2 years ago, fix and flip opportunities were less risky than they are today. So consider the market, consider what your risk tolerance looks like. And then also you need to determine if you need streams of monthly cash flow, how much? Put that all down on paper and then start to research those investment vehicles you're going to use to accomplish that goal, okay? That way, if you have this meeting with yourself and determine what your what is, you can narrow the field so you're not paralyzed by all the shiny opportunities that are out there. And again, you're not locked in for the length of your life. You are going to grow and change as an investor. And the starting point, everybody, to eliminate some of that analysis paralysis is to determine what your what is. So I hope you found that helpful. I would love to chat with you. If you want to reach out, if you have any questions, go to cashflowchick.com and you can book a call with me for free. I would love to chat with you if you have questions about investments, or if you have want to know about how I work with my investor partners. I'm happy to answer those questions. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.